Experience Epic Poker. Now you can play like a pro, free. In a league filled with champions, it can be difficult to stand out. But two players have done just that. First, they butted heads in one of the most memorable poker hands ever.
That was like probably the coolest hand of poker I've ever played in my life.
As Erik Seidel made the call of the decade.
Good call.
That's a good call, buddy.
Then they clashed for the first Epic Poker title.
This would be shameful to lose to a guy outside of the top 100.
And Chino Reeve took the championship. Now they are back for more, taking on an amazing field filled with young guns like Alan Berry and Adam Levy, as well as tough veterans like Dutch Boyd and Matt Glantz. The action is heating up as the race to the final table starts now. Welcome to the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas for the second Epic Poker League main event. For an elite starting field, just 3 tables now remain in this 8-max tournament. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien, along with our guy, Ali Najad. The Epic Poker League was created with a few key goals in mind. Among them was to give incredibly talented but lesser-known players a stage to shine. And Ali, as you look at this field, I would think you would agree mission accomplished.
Yeah, without question, Pat. In the field, you have a wealth of talent that viewers may not know yet, but they certainly will. You may remember Adam Levy, who just missed out on the final table at our first event, and then there are some other amazing young players like Christian Harder, Dan O'Brien, and Alan Berry. And this league was also created to give the best players in the world a platform to continually match skills against each other. And wow, do we have a matchup at our featured table. Chino Reeve and Erik Seidel went heads up for the first Epic title and played one of the more memorable hands ever, where Seidel picked off Reeve's gutsy bluff. Now in the very next event, they sit at our featured table, and Pat, the ingredients for high-level poker are certainly in place.
And when Ali says, wow, do we have a matchup, you listen. There's a lot on the line today, and a lot of terrific storylines on the hardwood below. So let's take a look at the road to the final table, where an elite group came for the second Epic Poker main event, including Vanessa Selbst, Antonio Esfandiari, and Phil Laak. On day 2, the star-studded field saw some very big names fall at the hands of today's remaining players.
I'm not having dinner with you now, buddy.
Young poker Brad Allen Berry.
Thank you so much.
Silence the senior poker Brad, Phil Hellmuth.
Drawing dead on the clock. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
David Steike eliminated Mike the Mouth Matiso. And former phenom Dutch Boyd sent the dangerous Tom Dwan packing.
Everybody's equity just went a little bit up. Everybody.
Francis Fabrice Soulier saw his equity go up the most, finishing the day as the chip leader.
It's been like a very epic day. I would be very proud to hit the final table first and go further if I can.
And once again, the action was kicked off by Commissioner Annie Duke.
Welcome to day 3 of our 8-max event. I want to wish everybody good luck. Shuffle up and deal.
All right, the action got off to a quick start, and things looked right on track for inaugural champion Chino Reeve's march to a second title as he knocked out David Bakes Baker to get the field to 22. Chino now has 193,000 in chips, but it's not enough, Ali, to crack a very tough top 10.
You're right, Pat. 9 of our top 10 players are above chip average or par, with Fabrice Soulier leading. And as usual, Erik Seidel is near the top of the leaderboard, currently in 3rd place. Seidel ranks 2nd on the Global Poker Index. You see that GPI next to his name, and he'll lock up number 1 with a finish of 3rd or better.
Eric, do you think next year will be as good as this year for you?
I think I would take this year over the next 5 years.
Yeah, it seems like this may be the best year anyone ever has.
Seidel's banked $6.2 million already this year, and the oldest player in the field isn't done yet.
Meantime, the youngest player in the league, 21-year-old Mike McDonald in the 4 seat, will start things off. He folds Jack 5 suited, and now to the inaugural champion, Chino Reeve, in the 5 seat. He's got 6-5 of spades.
Chino will make it 8,000 to go. He's under the gun +2, which is indicated to the left of his cards. Alan Berry out of the way with 8-6 off.
Over to the 1 seat, and Pro-Am winner Jamie Kaplan, who folds. Now to the Poker Hall of Famer Erik Seidel. He has pocket 8s in the big blind.
Calls 5,000.
I'd be disappointed if you folded.
For old time's sake.
Seidel and Chino had some epic battles in that first event.
The flop is ace-jack-7, 2 spades. Seidel's 8 still good. Chino with a flush draw. Action on Seidel is indicated by the green light next to his card. Seidel checks.
Yeah, 2 overcards to his 8s out there. Content to let Chino fire, which he's going to do with the flush draw.
Chino with 11,000 in. Seidel calls. Turn card is an ace. Seidel still ahead.
Eric's playing with nearly twice as much as Chino in this pot. You see the stack sizes under their names. Interesting that Seidel peeled one off. He knows Chino has a wide range, and you see Chino's got 6 high here.
Both players check, and Chino needs a spade. And here comes the river. It's a deuce of hearts. Seidel gets the check mark. He can only lose the hand if he folds.
Interesting spot for Seidel. It's unlikely that Chino would have checked a jack or an ace on the turn, and Eric knows it. He is doing what's called value betting here. Pocket 8s is likely to be the best hand, and if it's not, there's a chance he can get a better hand like 2 9s or 2 10s to fold.
I like my hand on the flop.
I like it now.
So Chino folds, and Seidel wins the pot.
Small measure of revenge for Seidel after finishing second to Chino in the first event.
So Seidel strikes first at a very tough feature table, but in the Epic Poker League, it's pretty normal. Every table is stacked. At table 3, 2-time World Series bracelet winner Dutch Boyd sits with a couple of California pros, Nam Lee and 24-year-old Isaac Barron. And over at table 2, there are plenty more young guns filling the room, including event number 1's final table Bubble Boy Adam Levy and the 41st ranked Christian Harder, as well as some crafty veterans like Matt Glantz, ranked 64th, and chip leader, 7th ranked Fabrice Soulier, who is in a hand right now with Pro-Am winner Sean Getzweiler.
We don't know the whole cards, Pat, but we do know Soulier check called 13-5 on the flop and then 26-5 on the turn. Now he checks a third time.
Getzweiler moves all in, and the action back to Soulier, who has Getzweiler covered. Now what?
Decision time for Fabrice, and it's a quick one. He mucks.
Jack of diamonds.
That was good, right?
Depends how many you have.
Getzweiler, the Pro-Am winner, now has nearly 200,000 chips.
You look pained whenever you're doing anything. Folding, going all in.
You're the one that told a friend of mine something like that.
What did I tell him?
Looked like I'm about to cry every time I'm in a pot or something. I was like, it was you, wasn't it?
Busted.
Well, both are hoping to laugh all the way to the bank. As you can see, only 12 players will make the money. A $20,000 buy-in will earn you $46,000 if you finish in 9th through 12th place. Make the final table, the money goes up, with over $780,000 going to the winner. Eric Seidel has won more money than anybody in the history of tournament poker and is hoping to add to that lead. Action continues now. Blinds are up to 2 and 4,000 with a 500 ante. Action on Jamie Kaplan, under the gun +2. He has 10-9 of clubs.
Before each main event, 9 players win a seat in the Pro-Am. Always fun to see a winner like Kaplan rumbling with the established pros. Seidel with a couple of Cowboys in the cutoff, slow playing, trapping, hoping someone will repop behind him on the squeeze. No such luck, though.
Chino folds, and here comes the flop, and it's King 9-9.
Oh boy, this is bad news for Jamie Kaplan. He thinks he's just ginned this with trip 9s. What he doesn't know is he's crushed. Seidel has kings full, and this pot all but locked up.
You saw the graphics change. Kaplan now on top. He'll like first and bet 16,000.
He thinks he's got Eric trapped here, but he's the one that's in a world of hurt. Eric smooth calling, doesn't want to raise and lose his man. He's giving Jamie rope.
The turn card, 8 of hearts. Seidel still ahead.
Kaplan goes from 5% to 2% to win this pot. Only way he could make the best hand is with the 9 of diamonds.
Kaplan bets 33,000.
Now, Eric's got a decision, bit of a fork in the road in this hand. He could raise, wouldn't be anything wrong with that, but with kings full, you've got this pot all but locked up. It's okay to just call, and that's what Eric is gonna do.
And now Jamie Kaplan is looking at a one-outer, but he doesn't know it. The river is at 8. Kaplan fills up, but he's beat. Can he avoid going broke here, Ali?
Well, unless those are x-ray glasses, I don't think so, Pat.
Kaplan bets 104,000, leaving himself only 46,000 behind.
And you know what's coming here. Seidel's gonna raise.
All in.
I call.
Kaplan has no choice with so little left behind. He has to put the other 46,000 in there and get the bad news. Bit of a frosty deck for that young man.
So Jamie Kaplan, who won his seat via the Pro-Am tournament, will go out short of the money.
Little O.E. just smooth calling on the button with them little cowboys.
I was afraid of that, but whatever.
There's nothing you can do.
Yes, man. Good luck, guys.
They'll need it now that the man they call Cyborg has the chip lead.
That's pretty sick. If you could handpick your board, that would be it.
That was definitely an above-average flop for both hands.
Well, it's definitely been an above-average year for Erik Seidel, and it's not over yet. Experience Epic Poker. Now you can play like a pro, free. Welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort in this 8-Max main event. This year, 252 professionals are eligible to play in the league, but before each main event, 9 seats are up for grabs for both professionals and amateurs through a $1,500 Pro-Am event. It all points to a league championship at the end of the season for the top 27 players. At table 2, Matt Glantz, who busted in brutal fashion in 14th place at the Epic 6-Max main event, is battling with commodities trainer and part-time player David Steike. They're on the river, and Steike bets $40,000.
I think I got the last cut.
Glantz made the call.
Queens.
Matt suggesting he had Steike's jacks beat until the river, where he ran into a set, and his tough luck continues.
Matt has a mere 22 big blinds remaining.
As we head back, let's see how the feature table lays out. Dutch Boyd is taking over the 1 seat, bringing $300K in chips with him, but he's moving to the right of Erik Seidel and his tournament-leading stack. Chino Ream holding steady in the 5 seat, and the table short stack is Alan Berry. There's Dutch Boyd taking his seat to the right of Seidel. He doesn't like Erik on his left.
What up, Duchess?
Dutch Boyd was literally a prodigy at age 18. He graduated from law school. It's not easy. Action resumes. Blind still at 2,000 and 4,000. Alan Berry looking down at pocket jacks.
Berry worked as an analyst out of college for Morgan Stanley and AIG. He got out at the right time, and he's in here for 8,000.
You got any blues?
74.5K total.
Ream sizing Berry up. As you can see on the graphic, he's only got 17 big blinds remaining. Ream looking down at ace-king of diamonds.
That's a premium cut.
Nice.
Chino raises enough to put Berry all in.
Well, he raised a little bit more than that in case Tim West wanted to get involved.
I'm on.
Alan Berry calls and is at risk. You see the outs at the top of the screen. Chino needs an ace or a king to send Berry home.
Look at the percentages, Pat. Because Boyd mucked a jack, Ream's a slight favorite here.
And the flop, 6-5-4, Berry safe for now.
I'll take the ace of spades right now. You want to gamble?
I'm not much of a gambler.
Berry can't stand to look. He's going into the hoodie.
Turn card, queen of clubs. Berry is 1 card away from doubling up.
Just has to fade 6 outs.
River is a 5. You see Berry's winning cards highlighted. He doubles up to nearly 157,000.
That worked out nicely for Alan.
Alan, I'm a little disappointed that you can't watch the board. You're kind of my hero, and it hurts to see that.
It's weird. I had a period of time where I could, and now I can't anymore.
Amit Makija has a laugh at Alan Berry's fear. He could probably take a lesson from Chino Ream, who has recently faced real-life fears and tackled them head-on.
It's been a couple years since I've won anything big.
Chino Ream is the first ever Epic Poker League champion.
It was surreal. It felt good. Given at that time, you know, everything that was going on, I wanted to win and just show people that I could take care of my obligations. It's just a sensitive issue. People wanted their money that they were rightfully owed. You know what I mean? People would be happy if I had $250,000 extra right now. But if you lose it, you gotta pay it back. You know, that's what I did. It's overwhelming to just be broke and then win $1 million and then have to give all the money out. People won't understand what type of feeling that is unless they ever go through it. At this point, like, in the back of my mind, I feel like people have more of an eye on me just to see what's gonna happen. But I'm just going in with the mindset of just giving it my all and doing my best no matter what happens. I'm gonna play to win, and, you know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
This stretch of time has been an exercise in perseverance for Chino. He's matured quite a bit throughout the ordeal.
And impressive for Chino to cut through the field back-to-back and be among the remaining 21 players. Action begins with 25-year-old Californian Tim West, and he will raise with pocket queens to 10,000.
Fold it all the way around. Over to the man of the hour, Chino, ace-9 off. He'll stick the extra 6 ball in there. Heads up and out of position against Tim.
And the flop is 10-3 deuce, rainbow, West still in the lead.
As you can see, Tim's only got 21 big blinds behind, and that's a very safe board for his queens. Rather ugly one for Chino, who checks it. Oh, and West is checking behind, gonna give him some rope.
The turn is a 9 of clubs. Chino pairs his 9, but still trails West.
And this is exactly what Tim West wanted to happen. Chino has hit enough to put some more chips into the pot with, but not enough to beat him. As we see Chino bet 11,000.
All in.
And West raises to put Chino all in.
Reem didn't want to see that.
You have me covered, right?
73 behind.
In Chino's head, this is such a weird line for Tim to have taken in the hand.
I just realized I have the ace of clubs, so you don't have that.
Who put the nickel in Chino?
You should check the flop, buddy.
Well, his spidey senses are tingling.
Sorry, guys.
Chino struggles to make a decision. Remember that lengthy decision Seidel correctly made against Reem at the last epic main event. Seidel stretches his legs and takes in the scene while the table waits on Chino.
Chino knows Tim's line suggests either a huge draw or a hand that's got ace-9 crushed.
And Chino folds. And Tim teases in by showing him 1 card.
Show me another one. Queens, right?
Ace-9.
Why can't you just bet the flop and save me 11K?
Don't want 11K.
You got it. You got it. Fair and square.
Chino Reem is finding out that the road to a second final table can be a bumpy one in the Epic Poker League. Experience Epic Poker. Now you can play like a pro, free. For the second time in a row, Vanessa Selps came to play the Epic Poker main event, but found herself bounced from the tournament, leaving her with some free time for other endeavors, including a chance to ante up some sage poker advice.
What I would say to help you make yourself a better poker player is think about what annoys you the most when you're in game. What does that person do, your opponent, and it really just sends shivers down your spine? Is it, over betting the river really gets to you, or check raising a certain type of board texture? Just think about what that specific play is that annoys you, and then think about how you can incorporate that into your own game. It's complicated, When I noticed that it was annoying when players on my left would re-raise me, I started to become that player and re-raise other people a lot, and that's sort of the reputation that I've developed. So basically, you have to figure out what's annoying for you and why it's annoying for you, and then take that and use it against everybody else as ammo, and people will basically just end up folding to you a lot, which is great.
Meantime, back at the Palms Casino Resort in Vegas, Pro-Am winner Sean Getzweiler is trying to get under Fabrice Soulier's skin. Soulier just called Getzweiler's bet for $27,500 on the turn. Adam Levy folded. Now the river brings a 10 of spades.
Flush draws don't get there, and it's unlikely Fabrice has king-queen.
Getzweiler checks. Action back to Soulier, who checks as well. Getzweiler shows a pair of aces.
Escaped again. He escaped again.
Keep drawing. I might not escape, I guess.
I'll get them all at once.
You got trying to get them all at once?
I'm not gonna try.
You're not gonna try? Wow, we're declaring war already. We just started. Declaring war.
It's always war when I do.
All right, all right. You don't usually put targets on one person.
So things are heating up at Table 2 for Pro-Am winner Getzweiler. If you'd like to play in the next Pro-Am event at the Palms Casino Resort, log on to epicpoker.com for all the details. Nam Lee's a card holder in the league who actually won this seat through the Pro-Am. Right now, the action at his table is on Jonathan Little, under the gun, with pocket kings. He raises to 8,000.
Gotta love Nam winning his seat even though he's a card holder through the Pro-Am.
Dan O'Brien, we're not related, re-raises to 24,000 with pocket jacks.
This is one of the worst spots to be in poker, up against the overpair. Little's gonna put Dan all in.
Call.
O'Brien makes a call and sees the bad news.
He's gonna be fishing for one of the 2 remaining jacks in the deck, hoping to spike a set here to keep his tournament run alive.
The flop is King 10-4. Little hits a set. O'Brien drawing thin.
Give him the queen for fun.
Thin is right, Pat. He may as well start packing his bags unless he can hit a running straight card or a jack.
Turn card is an 8, and that will do it for Dan O'Brien, who finishes in 21st place.
Good luck, gentlemen. Thanks, bud. See you guys.
So the 26-year-old from Pensacola, Florida, nearly doubles up as he takes over as table leader. Meantime, back at the featured table, another young gun is raking it in. This time it's Mike McDonald.
Very folds. Mike Watson takes this one.
Did it again. Called you Mike Watson again.
I'm not Mike Watson.
Well, Watson and McDonald are Canadian college buddies.
We both say sorry properly. That's about all we have in common.
If you put S-O-R-R-Y into a computer-generated voice, would it come out more likely as sorry, or would it come out as sorry?
That's like a terrible argument. They mispronounce everything in those things.
I want to know where you come up with these. I just want to know.
Yeah.
I'm just
You
curious.
should see what I keep to myself. About 6 years ago, someone told me to think twice before you speak, and ever since then, it's been funneled.
I'm not even sure Barry thinks once before he speaks.
Sounds familiar to me. Action begins with the youngster McDonald under the gun. He's got pocket aces.
McDonald making it 9,000 to go.
Chino stares down at Jack 10 of clubs.
61 more.
Chino shoves. He's all in.
Risky business.
Action folds around to Dutch Boyd. He looks down at 10-6 of spades and folds. There goes one of Chino's 10s. Now to Seidel. He has pocket 3s. Can he call this, Ali?
No, resist the temptation. This is a pretty simple fold. You're up against an early position raiser and an all-in.
I call.
Takes your advice and passes.
Eric doesn't need my advice, and neither does Mike McDonald with pocket aces. You see, he's made the call.
Our inaugural champion at risk. Here comes the flop, 9-5 deuce, and no help for Chino.
I think he'll turn a gut shot.
That would be nice.
I think a gut shot coming for the sweat.
Which one? Is it going to be a high card gut shot or a low card gut shot?
I don't know. That's too specific. I'm just going with a gut shot.
Reem anxiously looking for runner, otherwise his quest for back-to-back titles will end here. Turn card not going to do it.
Nice. Good luck, guys.
Chino drawing dead. McDonald gets the check mark and all of Reem's chips.
Nice. Good luck, guys.
So the first ever Epic Poker League main event champion falls short of the final table in 20th place.
Another good run coming to an end for Chino, who walks away empty-handed this time after scoring a cool million last event.
Now just 19 remain, Ali, but only 12 will cash, and 8 will survive to the final table and earn a shot at becoming the second Epic Poker main event champion. Will it be the man who fell to Chino last time, chip leader Seidel? We know one thing, it won't be Chino Reem.
What's going through my mind is I just shipped it in with Jack high when I know I should have folded, and I'm upset about it. Good luck to the rest of the field that's still in. That's it.
Experience Epic Poker. Now you can play like a pro, free. Welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort. Just 19 players remain after inaugural main event champion Chino Ream was eliminated by Mike McDonald. 21-year-old has found early success already, collecting 21 cashes, nearly $3 million in earnings, and a card as the youngest member of the Epic Poker League. He's been playing outside the U.S. since he was 18, and this Canadian is no stranger to winning big events.
When I was 18 years old, I went to go play an EPT event in Dortmund, Germany, and everything went my way, and I managed to win the tournament for $1.4 million. I'm the youngest person to ever win an EPT, and that record still stands, and also the youngest person to win 7 figures in a poker tournament, another record that still stands. That was, one of the best days of my life. It was the biggest win I've had, and it was fantastic.
McDonald used to play chess competitively in high school until his chess coach began to give him some poker advice. Mike quickly caught the bug and hasn't looked back.
Well, his buddy, Mike Watson, just knocked out Marco Johnson in 19th place and now has over 291,000 in chips to put him number 5 overall on the chip count.
That pot launched Watson ahead of his buddy Mike McDonald, who is 10th and under par at the moment. Watson now in contention with the big stacks, including David Steike and Erik Seidel.
And if you're not in the top 10 like Tim West, sometimes you resort to whatever's necessary to bring chips your way.
What do you know about Lotso Bear? Y'all don't know how...
Is he the one from Toy Story?
Yeah.
Yep, I know.
You don't know how villainous this cute little teddy bear can get.
Intimidation courtesy of Pixar.
But no luck that time as West folds. Action is on Alan Berry, who has 7 deuce and will fold over to Dutch Boyd, who gets out of the way. Erik Seidel is on the button. He has 10-5 offsuit.
I'm not sure why Eric's looking at his cards. If it's folded around to him on the button, he's usually doing only one thing, and that's raising. He makes it 10K to go here, gets through the small blind, and now over to Mike McDonald in the big. He's going to play back at Eric. Fearlessness out of the young man with ace-8 suited.
McDonald repops it to 28,000.
Well, Seidel knows that McDonald is an observant player and capable of playing back at a button raise, and so he's going to go ahead and 4-bet it to 65,000 with 10-5 offsuit. Higher level play out of both seats here.
McDonald is all in, putting the pressure back on Seidel.
The play just got even higher. No way Eric can call now. You can't bluff a guy who's all in. Just gonna try to save a little face. Doesn't want to let on that he was making that 4-bet with air.
Seidel folds, loses some chips. McDonald has 338,000. Good enough for 4th place. The young Canadian just made Seidel's job of going back-to-back at the final table pretty darn tough.
For me, it would be really huge to make the final table again because of the difficult field that you have to get through. I mean, these are truly the very best players in the world that you're fighting against. Getting through them once was pretty great, but to have a shot to get through them again and get to the final table. That's pretty exciting.
Wouldn't bet against Eric making that happen, and if he does, he'll have to finish 3rd or better to lock up the #1 GPI ranking, or he'll leave the door open for Jason Mercier to retain the top spot. You can learn more about how the Global Poker Index is calculated by logging on to epicpoker.com.
Action continues on Alan Berry, hoping to improve on his ranking of 16th on the GPI. He has ace-6 of clubs, raises to 8,000. Over now to Dutch Boyd, who passes. Action is on Cyborg. Seidel has king of hearts, queen of spades. He calls.
Some players might 3-bet and try to isolate. Eric content to just call, keep the pot small.
There's the flop. King 10, deuce, 2 clubs. Seidel hits top pair. Berry picks up a flush draw.
Berry fires the continuation bet, as he would have even without the nut flush draw, and Seidel gonna call, again keeping the pot small, making his decisions easier throughout the hand.
Turn card, jack of diamonds.
That gives Berry a gut shot. Seidel adds an open-ender to the best hand. Barry fires a second barrel, and you see Seidel content to just keep calling.
The river card is a 9. Seidel then improves to a straight and gets the check mark. And Barry checks.
Yeah, tough to fire at that board after you've been called twice.
Seidel bets 30,000. Alan Barry concedes the pot to Seidel, who retakes the chip lead. He now has 537,000.
And Pat, you don't hear it, but there's a collective groan at that table, and it's everybody else afraid of Erik Seidel's big stack.
In a field of big-time players, Erik Seidel continues to tower above them all. Experience Epic Poker. Now you can play like a pro, free. Welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort, where a big hand is brewing out on table 3. Matt Marafiati 3-bet with pocket kings, and Mike Watson has re-raised back with pocket aces.
I raise 72,200 more.
It's a 5-bet.
All in. We raise all in. Call. Aces?
What else?
Sick.
Not too often you're going to see a 6-bet at a poker game where at least one player doesn't have 2 aces.
The flop, ace-10-3. Watson with a lock as he hits a set.
Well, just about a lock. Watson can hit a running straight card.
Turn card is the deuce of diamonds, and that'll do it. Matt Marafiati immediately heads out the door in 18th place. That pot was a significant one. Canada's Mike Watson is now the chip leader with over 624,000. Back at the feature table, Erik Seidel rakes in a small pot, but he's fallen to second place.
I wonder if they're all Seidel fans or just you're the only one.
He's probably the only person they recognize. They're all like,
yeah.
8 World Series bracelets, the all-time career earnings leader, and currently the sickest player on the planet might have something to do with it.
I probably watched like every single episode possible of TV, or poker on TV. Like literally the most random tournaments ever.
It really helps. It'll help you.
Probably should do that. I don't.
Well, the subdued Seidel is one of the best-known players. The outspoken Barry has flown under the radar. But according to Barry, that should change.
I would say that I'm pretty vocal at the poker table.
Maybe you should 5-bet me in the most obvious spot ever.
I pretty much speak my mind. I tell people they suck if they suck. How kind of you to let one go. I complain a lot. I whine.
Tweeting.
God, thank you so much. You let one go. I don't really like to compare myself to him, but I guess I'm kind of like Phil Hellmuth. God, I forgot how. I really, honestly think that I'm one of the best poker players in the world. Can you please explain to the genius over here that you're not checking back the flop, the turn, and the river with an ace? As much as I hate to say it, I guess I'm fighting for respect in the poker world, and winning an epic tournament would definitely give me more respect. People hate me, which is fine, but people just need to understand that just because they suck at poker doesn't mean I don't like them as a person. Within 5 years, they'll all be broke, which is fine. I won't be here. I'll be a billionaire, probably.
There is your poster child for humility, Pat.
I know that spot. Dutch Boyd, Erik Seidel, and Amit Makija start the action by folding around to Mike McDonald on the button. With ace of spades, 10 of hearts, he raises it to 9,000. Tim West folds now to the boisterous Barry, who has king, queen of clubs. He calls.
23,000 in the middle heading to the flop.
There's the flop. Jack 3-3 misses both players. Barry checks.
Very dry board for Mike McDonald. No reason for him to check behind.
Mike bets 9,000. Will Barry come along, Ali?
He could stick around. He's got 2 over cards and the backdoor straight and flush draws, so he's going to plop that extra 9 in there.
Turn card, ace of clubs. McDonald pairs his ace. Barry picks up a royal flush draw. He checks it to McDonald.
There is an interesting card. McDonald's going to feel a lot better about his hand. His ace high was good, but now he's got top pair. Barry, on the other hand, has hit a huge draw card.
McDonald bets 24-5, a little more than half the pot.
And that means Alan Barry is getting a little less than 3-to-1 pot odds. Not quite the right price to make the call, but with implied odds, it's okay.
And he calls. River card is the 5 of spades.
Swing and a miss.
And McDonald gets the check mark. And Barry checks a third time.
On.
McDonald bets enough to put Barry all in.
Very strong move by Mike, overbetting the pot significantly, which I think is designed to make this play look like a bluff to Alan.
This is a very unfortunate turn of events. These past couple hands.
Alan's got the nut no pair.
All right, I fold.
So Barry folds. Mike McDonald will collect the pot, bringing his stack to a total of $364,500.
It's really sick what I had that in.
It's pretty sick what I had too.
What's even more sick is how aggressively these two young guns have been playing as we look inside the numbers. An average pro voluntarily plays between 20 and 25% of their hands at an 8-max. You see McDonald's right in line, Barry at 32%, a bit more active. Now the aggression index measures a player's betting or raising compared to calling or folding. Anything above a 2-to-1 ratio is high, so 3.4-to-1 means both players have been extremely aggressive.
Ali gets paid by the word. Meantime, out of table 2, we have a 3-way all-in.
Yeah, David Steike is ahead with pocket queens and has Christian Harder's pocket trays and Chris Moore's ace-king covered. Steike and Moore playing for the main pot of $391, Harder playing for just $12K less.
There's the flop, king-queen 3. What a flop. Set over top pair, and David Steike comes out on top.
Yeah, that's a zesty collection of cards right there for those three players. Steike's got everybody dominated.
Turn card a king, Steike has a full house.
3 would be sick.
That's what Harder's looking for. Moore wants an ace or a king.
I have a
king.
An ace?
King or an ace, yeah.
River card's a 9. That'll do it for both Chris Moore and Christian Harder.
That's never easy, is it?
Steike with a big pot, Harder out at 17th place, Moore in 16th, and the field is a whole lot closer to locking up at least $46,000 and a spot at the final table. But look out, folks, there's a new chip leader. His name, David Steike. Experience Epic Poker. Now you can play like a pro, free. Day 3 of the Epic Poker League's 8-max event has seen a gaggle of great players hit the rail, including inaugural champion Chino Reeves.
Look, guys.
The Carnies continue with an incredible double elimination to get the field down to 15. Now contenders mean business as the final table is within reach. So welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort. The players have redrawn to the final 2 tables.
Pat at table 2 started the day chip leader Fabrice Soulier leads the way from the 1 seat. He'll be putting pressure on the rest of the table, including Adam Levy. At the feature table, Seidel is in the 1 seat, but he's got a lot of chips to contend with, including high roller specialist David Steike, who's the overall leader, sitting in the 6th seat.
David, how many high roller final tables have you made?
I mean, what's a high roller? You go to the Philippines and they have a high roller for like 10,000 peso, which is just like 500 US or something. What do you call
Anything with the title of high roller.
How about the one at my home game last night? So, yeah.
That one doesn't count.
I don't know. It'll be on the internet somewhere.
Steike has 8 cashes in tournaments where the buy-in is $10,000 or higher, including 4 where the buy-in is more than $20,000. This event is a $20,000 buy-in, and he can cash with a 12th place or better finish. Blinds are now $2,500, $5,000. Mike McDonald folded, as did Sean Getzweiler and Matt Glantz. Now to Steike, who has ace-jack offsuit.
In the cutoff with ace-jack, what else? A raise from Steiche to 12,500.
Action folds to former chip leader Mike Watson. He's got king 10 of hearts and will call Steiche. Flop is king jack 5. Both players connect. Watson is ahead with top pair.
He's going to check it over to Steiche, who's got middle pair, and as expected, he'll fire a bet.
17,000.
Watson's going to call. Keep the pot small. You don't want to play big pots out of position.
Turn card jack. Steiche's still running good. He hits trips.
Watson no longer has the best hand. Again, he's checking.
Steiche bets about a third of the pot, 22,000.
That's a very small bet, but it's one that Watson is going to be able to call with top pair. He can't automatically put David on a bigger king or a jack.
River card is a queen. Steiche gets the check mark.
Watson's 10 kicker no longer plays. He's going to check a third time over to Steiche, and now it's value time.
Steiche keeps firing, 38,000 now.
Another small bet. You can see the look on Watson's face. He doesn't love it, but with the pot odds, he's getting nearly 4-1 to call.
Not tempting enough. Watson folds, and Steiche gives his cards one last look to add a little Hollywood to the moment.
Disciplined fold by Mike Watson. Board texture was such that it didn't feel like king 10 was going to be good, and David Steiche wouldn't be bluffing for only 38,000.
Right there at table 2, Alan Barry is doing his best to make some new friends. Soulier has raised Barry's big blind pre-flop with pocket sixes.
Come on.
All in.
Barry makes his stand with pocket jacks.
About 110.
Call.
The number 7 ranked player in the world, Fabrice Soulier, started the day as a chip leader and has been getting beat up ever since. He's in bad shape with 2 sixes.
And the flop, ace king 7, Barry's jack still ahead.
Fabrice needs to hit a 6 here to take the lead.
Turn card, another king. Barry's not gonna look. Now the river card is a 3, and now Alan can breathe easier. He has doubled up through Soulier.
And Fabrice is back to playing his favorite instrument, second fiddle.
Nice hand, man.
Thank you.
Well, the self-proclaimed future billionaire, you heard it here, just got some chirping chips. Meantime, back at the feature table on the hardwood, where the battle for the final table continues. David Steiche kicks things off with a pair of deuces under the gun.
That was a tough one.
When there's a little bit of a suspect play, Steiche is limping under the gun with pocket deuces at a table filled with sharks.
Seidel with an ace-6 of hearts calls as well.
This is a suspect play from Steiche. You don't want to be limping under the gun at a table filled with sharks, especially close to the money bubble when you have the big stack and can gain respect from a position like that. You want to go ahead and raise it. Steiche's already invited Seidel, and now Glantz will come along for free in the big blind.
And the flop is a king 7 deuce, and once again, the deck hits Steiche. He's got a set of deuces. Glantz first to act, he checks. Now Steiche, he checks as well.
Very dry board, and I like Steiche. He's making up for his mistake by limping pre-flop by checking here on the flop. He gives Seidel a chance to stab at the pot, and Glantz a chance to bluff at it. Look at this. He's made at least an extra 37,000. Still gonna slow play. I'm loving this out of David Steiche.
Steiche calls, and now Seidel folds. So it'll be heads up to the turn, and it's a king. Steiche now with unbeatable cards.
Matt Glantz might be in shutdown mode after Steiche called the check raise, and sure enough, he knuckles over to David. He's gotta know Steiche's strong. Steiche can only hope that Matt's got trip kings here. Of course, we know Glantz only has 6 high and won't want to commit any more to this pot.
75,000 there, which really should be an easy decision for Glantz, right, Ali?
Yeah, 6 high, straight into the muck.
Worst turn card for me. David, can you show me a card in your hand that's not a deuce?
Sorry?
Can you show me a card that's not a deuce?
Oh, wow.
Any card?
The answer is no, sir.
Can you show me a card that's not a deuce?
Well, that one's not, and the other one, no, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't give you your wish, huh?
This gentleman, huh? So the Stikey machine rolls on, and Matt Glantz could only shake his head at the man who was running over the table and leading the entire room. Can anybody stop him? That's the question for Erik Seidel and the rest of the field. And Elite Group came to play the second event of the Epic Poker League.
Good luck, gentlemen.
And the action has heated up as the field has dwindled down to 15 incredible players.
We're playing war already. We just started.
Next time, the journey continues for the unlikely chip leader.
Never easy, is it?
He'll take on the one player nobody can take their eyes off of. The race is on as another epic main event final table looms. Well, we began this day with 23 players, a field of savvy veterans and some of the best young players in the game. Now this 8-max event is down to just 2 tables, and Ali, one big question remains: can anybody stop Erik Seidel?
I got an answer, and I'm certainly not going to bet against that guy. My money stays in my pocket. Even before Seidel finished second in the inaugural Epic Poker League main event, he was having an unbelievable year, and there's only one way to improve on his last performance.
So, the battle is on, and it's on the hardwood floor. It continues here from the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas. For Ali Nejad, I'm Pat O'Brien. We'll see you next time as the Epic Poker League rolls on.